11 things that shocked me about Australian schools versus American schools. I spent years teaching in American public schools before moving to Sydney, and what I've seen here has completely changed how I think about education. Honestly, it's made me wonder if we've been doing it wrong this whole time. Today, I'm breaking down 11 things that absolutely shocked me about schools in Australia compared to America, from small cultural differences to things that are literally illegal in most US states. And trust me, number 7 is the one Americans argue about the most. But number 1, that one actually made me cry in a staff meeting. Before we dive in, make sure to hit subscribe so you never miss out on videos that challenge what we think we know. Comment, "I subscribed," below, and I'll personally welcome you to our growing community of curious minds. Alright, let's get into it. Number 11, uniforms everywhere in Australia. About 98% of schools require uniforms. In the US, it's only around 20%. Meet Jenna, an American mom who moved to Melbourne for her husband's job. When she found out her 8-year-old daughter would wear the same polo shirt and skirt every day, she panicked. "I thought it would kill her creativity," she said. "I thought she'd rebel. But after 2 weeks, something amazing happened. Her daughter stopped crying every morning about what to wear. No more begging for Lululemon leggings. No more comparing herself to classmates. And the science backs it up. A University of Nevada study found that uniforms reduce bullying by 18% and improve focus by 12%. The surprising part? Aussie kids still find ways to express themselves, through crazy socks, colorful scrunchies, and backpack pins. Uniforms didn't erase personality, they leveled the economic playing field. Number 10, no Pledge of Allegiance. When I first started teaching in Sydney, I kept waiting for the morning announcements. For that scratchy intercom voice saying, "Please rise for the pledge." It never came. In fact, most Australian classrooms don't even have a flag. There's no daily pledge, no hand on heart. Patriotism here looks different, less ritual, more reality. It's BBQs, beach days, and an easy pride in community. An American exchange student I taught, Tyler, told me it felt weird at first, then liberating. "I never realized how much school felt like nationalism until it wasn't," he said. By graduation, US students have said the pledge roughly 2,340 times. Australian students? 0. It made me wonder, what if mornings were just quieter? Number 9, school starts later. Australian high schools typically start around 8:50 or 9 a.m. In the US, many start as early as 7:15. Marcus, a 16-year-old who moved from Texas to Brisbane, used to wake up at 5:45 a.m. for the bus. He was constantly exhausted. After moving, he got to sleep in until 7:30, and his grades shot up from B's to A's within one semester. A 2022 Journal of Adolescent Health study confirmed it. Later start times improve teen mental health by 23% and academic performance by 9%. Teen brains aren't wired for 7 a.m. algebra. The CDC recommends 8:30 starts, but only 18% of US schools follow it. Australian teens get about 240 more hours of sleep per year. That's equivalent to 40 extra nights of rest. Imagine the difference that makes. Number 5, no segregation for gifted kids. In America, millions of students are placed in gifted and talented programs, often separated from their peers from as young as 7. Australia doesn't really do that. Students of all abilities share classrooms, and teachers differentiate the work within. At first, one of my American students hated it. "I wasn't special anymore," he said. But later, he realized he'd learned something new: collaboration, empathy, communication. Countries like Australia that avoid tracking have smaller achievement gaps between rich and poor, without sacrificing excellence. Maybe we've been measuring gifted the wrong way all along. Number 4, no SATs or ACTs. There's no SAT, no ACT. Instead, Australian students take one final exam at the end of Year 12, and it's different in each state, the HSC, VCE, or ATAR. It's based on coursework and teacher assessment, not a single, high-pressure test. In the US, standardized test scores correlate more with family income than academic ability. In fact, a Harvard study found a 0.42 correlation between income and test results. Australian universities accept about 70% of applicants, compared to America's 50%. Less stress, more learning, more access. Number 3, the gap year is normal in America. Taking a gap year feels like falling behind. In Australia, it's encouraged, even celebrated. About 60% of Australian students take time off after high school to travel, work, or explore. And studies show they return to university with higher GPAs and better career clarity. They're more mature, more focused, more ready. Maybe slowing down isn't failure, maybe it's wisdom. Number 2, every child learns to swim in Australia. Learning to swim isn't optional, it's part of the curriculum. Because here, it's not a sport. It's survival. Since making swim lessons mandatory in the 1980s, child drowning deaths have dropped 78%. In the US, drowning remains the #1 cause of death for children ages 1 to 4. There's no national requirement to teach kids how to swim. It's such a simple thing, but it saves lives.
Number 1. Teachers are respected. And finally, the one that made me cry. In Australia, teachers are treated as professionals, paid well, trusted deeply, and respected. The average teacher salary, adjusted, is around $70,000 USD. But it's not just the money, it's the culture. Parents say things like, "You're the expert. What do you recommend?" That still catches me off guard. In America, I got midnight emails blaming me for grades. Here, I get collaboration, support, humanity. I'm not drowning anymore. I'm thriving. American teachers deserve this, too. What it all means: Australia doesn't have it all figured out. They still have funding issues, rural access problems, and indigenous education gaps. But they've made different choices: safety over fear, community over individualism, well-being over burnout, and respect over bureaucracy. Seeing another way broke open what I thought education could be. If you're a teacher, you deserve tea breaks, trust, and rest. If you're a parent, remember there's more than one way to raise educated, kind humans. If you're a student, your system doesn't define your worth. So here's my question to you. If you could take one thing from Australian schools and bring it to America, or vice versa, what would it be? Comment below. Let's see if we can agree on anything. And if you made it this far, thank you for caring. Hit subscribe. Next week, we're doing UK versus US schools, and trust me, you won't believe number 3. So, if you could take one thing from Australian schools and bring it to America, or vice versa, what would it be? Comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And if you're still here, thank you. That means you actually care about this. Hit subscribe to World Lytix, where we explore how countries do things differently, and what the rest of the world can learn. Next up, UK versus US schools, and trust me, you won't believe number 3. Thanks for watching. This is World Lytix, and I'll see you in the next one. Globe.